The broadcast arrived without warning. Across the glittering web of stars, screens flickered alive, unbidden, in homes, on ships, and in hidden colonies thought long abandoned. A single image appeared first, the Emperor's crest, gleaming against the void. Then, silence. Then, the voice, calm and deliberate, reaching into every corner of the galaxy. "Let all who watch bear witness," it said, "to the price of defiance." And the galaxy watched. 7 human women appeared, bound in chains of pale metal that shimmered faintly in the light of the command hall. Their eyes, wide but unbroken, scanned the rows of armored guards, the throne above, and the millions of viewers silently recording the moment. Each had once carried a name, a place, a purpose. Now they were reduced to a number, a symbol, a warning. Behind them, the Emperor sat, still and absolute, radiating authority like a sun in perpetual eclipse. The first woman's story was simple and tragic. A doctor from a distant mining colony, she had saved lives indiscriminately, friend and foe alike. Compassion, the Emperor deemed, was a weakness. Her death was swift, ceremonial. A flash of light, a silence that stretched across the void. Across systems, millions felt the ripple of loss, and across hidden human enclaves, anger began to simmer, unnoticed. The second was a pilot who had once raced through asteroid fields with a fleet's precision, saving convoys from destruction. The third, a scientist who had mapped the nebulae, catalogued dying stars, and discovered potential new homes for humanity. The fourth, a soldier who had never surrendered, even as entire regiments fell around her. The fifth was a mother who had shielded her children with her body, sacrificing herself in previous skirmishes. The sixth had been a diplomat, her voice once preventing wars that would have annihilated thousands. The seventh was barely more than a child, snatched from the remnants of a colony before she could know peace or fear, her presence a testament to the Empire's cruelty. Each death was a statement. The Emperor spoke as if narrating a history that would never be rewritten. "This is the end of the Terran rebellion," he declared. "This is the fate of all who resist the order of the galaxy." And the cameras recorded, unflinching, for the millions who could only witness, somewhere, on a dark moon abandoned centuries ago, a maintenance drone paused in its endless routines. It replayed the broadcast once, twice, then stored it in hidden memory banks. It would become a ghost in the system, a silent witness. Across the outer colonies, other machines, ships in cryostases, orbital refineries, cloaked survey drones, captured the moment. Every image, every sound, every detail would find its way back into the consciousness of humanity. The galaxy, the Empire believed, had seen the final act of the human race. They were wrong. In the shadowed corners of space, hidden fleets stirred. Systems long thought dead began transmitting anomalous signals, strange readings that the Empire's sensors initially dismissed. A ship would vanish near a blackened planet, only for its crew to emerge elsewhere, unscathed and untraceable. On a distant mining colony, settlers whispered about strange patterns in the broadcasts, glitches that seemed intentional, messages coded in the static. Names appeared, repeated across channels, the seven. The Emperor, unaware, continued his ceremonies. He paraded Terran captives before every world he could reach, each display designed to humiliate, to warn. Yet with every broadcast, the seeds of vengeance grew. The first attacks were subtle. A transport ship disappeared without a trace, a convoy swallowed by a gravitational anomaly that had not existed hours before. The Empire called them accidents, system errors, acts of cosmic chance. But those who watched closely, those who remembered the faces of the seven, understood differently. Humanity was stirring in the depths of space. In hidden laboratories and forgotten bunkers, scientists and engineers reactivated dormant systems. AI constructs long abandoned flickered to life, reviewing archives, calculating probabilities, and devising strategies that no single mind could foresee. Human survivors, scattered across light years, began coordinating in silence. The broadcast of the seven women's deaths became more than a warning. It became a call, a signal, a covenant. Never again ships moved quietly, almost invisibly, as though the void itself concealed them. Outposts that had seemed lifeless transmitted nothing, yet registered faint energy signatures on Imperial sensors that were dismissed as anomalies. Small, coordinated sabotage struck first. Cargo transports lost in warp lanes, supply depots mysteriously entered, communication relays rendered silent. Every act was precise, surgical, and unmistakably human. The Emperor's empire, vast and absolute, had never learned to fear humanity. He assumed their weakness. He assumed their despair. He assumed their defeat. In that assumption lay his first mistake months past. The galaxy's reaction was predictable. Worlds praised the Emperor's efficiency. The death of 7 humans was a footnote in history, a demonstration of power. Yet across star systems, the human spirit simmered. Survivors recorded and recopied the footage, edited it with warnings and names, transmitting it under different aliases until it became legend among those who refused to die quietly. Each repetition was a reminder, a spark in the dark. Revenge is coming. The Emperor's arrogance grew. He celebrated victories with grandeur, unaware that each parade, each broadcast, only fed the network of hidden human operatives. He called them defeated. He called them weak. But the hidden fleets moved, unobserved, threading through wormholes, reactivating long-dormant stations, and testing weapons that had been held in stasis for decades. Humanity had nothing left to lose, and everything to reclaim. The first strike came silently. An entire Imperial fleet, stationed near a mining world, vanished in less than an hour. Not a distress call, not a message, only empty comms channels and floating wreckage found days later. The Empire searched for the attackers and found nothing. No ships, no signatures, no survivors. The faceless narrator's voice might have said it plainly. They're not human anymore, and so the cycle began. Every atrocity committed by the Empire was mirrored, magnified, and returned with precision. Each broadcast of Terran humiliation became an archive for strategies. Each death recorded became a tactical lesson. Humanity, scattered and defeated, learned, adapted, and prepared across the void. Whispers grew into reports. Mercenary captains, former soldiers, and hidden colonies all noted the impossible. Human ships appearing where they should not exist, orbital platforms armed with weapons decades ahead of Imperial recognition, and AI constructs executing strategies with perfect timing. Imperial officers reported hearing a single, chilling name over encrypted comms. For the 7. The galaxy believed the humans were finished. They had seen the broadcast. They had seen the 7 die. They did not understand that those deaths were only the spark. Vengeance does not need armies. It needs resolve, cunning, and patience. And humanity had all 3, waiting quietly in the dark, counting the days until the Empire's arrogance made them visible in hidden bunkers. Survivors of colonies that had fallen long ago studied the footage obsessively. Each frame, each gesture, each sound became data. They memorized it, analyzed it, and let it harden into strategy. AI cores, designed to maintain infrastructure, were reprogrammed to manage fleets, to coordinate attacks, to anticipate every Imperial response. Every human who had survived the initial occupation understood one truth. The galaxy had just signed a contract with Oblivion, and they would pay in full. The galaxy had forgotten the name of its first conquerors in the archives of the Dominion worlds. Humanity was a myth, an extinct species erased by its own wars. For 10,000 years, the stars had moved on, new empires rose. New gods were crowned, and Earth became a forbidden grave, a dead planet orbiting a dying sun. But one day, deep in the nebula sectors, a signal pulsed old. Broken. Human. A transmission repeating a single word, alive. The alien vessel Seeker of Dawn intercepted it. Its crew, explorers of the Zelari Collective, had mapped half the known galaxy, but never found Earth. Curiosity turned to fear when their translator identified the frequency IT matched the ancient Terran military network. Long dead, long sealed, against orders, they followed it. When their ship dropped out of warp, the sight before them was haunting. A shattered planet, half consumed by darkness, half scorched by the remnants of orbital bombardment. Earth. No biosigns. No cities, just ashes and static. The captain hesitated, but science demanded answers. A landing party descended into the ruins of an old city, London, or what was left of it. Then, from beneath the dust, something moved. A figure emerged, tall, armored in black metal scarred by time. His helmet glowed faintly, powered by a reactor that shouldn't still function. His voice, when it came, was quiet but heavy as thunder. Identify yourselves. The Zalari scientists froze. Their scanners struggled to categorize him. Carbon-based, biological, human, impossible. He removed his helmet, revealing a face pale as bone, eyes burning faintly blue, artificial pupils, synthetic tissue, cybernetic veins glowing under translucent skin. A hybrid of flesh and machine. My name, he said, is Captain Nathan Hale. United Earth Defense Force. Who sent you here? The aliens explained the truth. Humanity was gone. Lost to history, Nathan listened in silence. Then, he turned toward the horizon, where the ruins of orbital towers still pierced the sky. Gone, he murmured. No. We endured. And then he showed them. Deep beneath the Earth's crust, sealed in the ancient vaults of the Genesis program, lay humanity's final experiment, Project Echo. Thousands of suspended consciousness cores, human minds preserved in digital stases. Their memories, their dreams, their rage. For 10,000 years, Nathan had guarded them, not as a man, but as a sentinel, his body repaired by nanotech, his soul preserved in AI circuits. He was the last human soldier, waiting for a world that would never return. The aliens offered him extraction, a chance to leave the dying planet. But he refused. This world is our tomb, he said. And our warning. They didn't understand until the sensors picked up movement in orbit. Dozens of shapes uncloaking above, machines of Terran origin drones. War relics. Still active. Still loyal. For millennia, they had drifted in silence. Waiting for his command, Nathan raised his hand. The machines responded. The sky lit up with the pulse of awakening power, a ghost fleet returning from the dead. The Zalari captain whispered in awe, "You could rebuild your empire." Nathan smiled faintly. No, not rebuild. Remind. He sent one final transmission into the stars, a simple message encoded in every human tongue. We are the memory of fire. We do not fade. We do not forgive. Then he turned back toward the ruins of Earth. The machines encircled him, their lights forming a silent halo over the planet's surface. Centuries later, travelers across the galaxy would tell of the Warden of Earth, a lone human who answered a dead signal and reawakened the machines of the old gods. And in the whispers of the void, when static hummed in old frequencies, one could still hear that faint, unyielding voice alive.